Did you ever do that stuff?
Yeah.
Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather.
You know you need unique New York. You know you need unique New York.
Come on, Tom, get in there.
No, we're recording.
Damn it, Tom. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of the Half Hour Happy Hour with Alison and Alex. I'm Alison Haislip.
And I'm Alex Albrecht. Each week we spend approximately a half of the Lord's hour talking about what's new and interesting in this week's news.
I didn't realize Jesus created time. I mean, I guess
more of a Lord,
did.
like Lord Timington.
Yeah. And on the 8th day, you will have watches.
You meant a Time Lord.
And he saw
I meant a Time Lord.
Oh, a
That's
Time
what it
Lord.
was.
There we go.
With us, as always, the lovely and talented Tom
Thank
Kravsky.
you. Here to laugh.
Hi, Tom.
Go.
He's so serious.
Here to laugh. Go.
Here to laugh.
You guys better start
Make
making
me laugh, monkeys.
Yeah, do it.
So speaking of make me laugh,
Yes.
I had a very interesting experience.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, a couple nights ago.
Oh, please tell us this experience.
So
Alex.
do you know comedian Brian Regan?
Nope.
He was from the 90s, super funny. Yeah, really funny. Well,
The
I
Break?
hope so if he's a
No.
comedian.
Yeah, no, but super freaking funny.
Okay.
Well, he was playing out in Thousand Oaks, and Heather is good friends
By
with a
playing,
guy.
do you mean performing?
Performing, yeah,
Okay.
performing, jamming on the comedy tip.
Okay.
And look at him, he's fucking hysterical. But
Okay, so he's in Thousand Oaks.
So he's in Thousand Oaks, and Heather has an old friend named Joe Bolster, who's a stand-up comic who she knows because they worked at Talk Soup together many moons ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, maybe you know Joe. Do you know Joe Bolster?
No.
Anyway, because Tom Kravsky, of course, famously worked with Heather as well back in those days.
I also don't know Joe Bolster.
I don't know him from a hot rock, just friend, whatever.
Okay, cool.
Also very, very funny. So we go out to Thousand Oaks.
Yes.
To go see these two guys perform.
Right.
Super fun. So we're trying to figure out, like, okay, we'll go get dinner. It's great. Oh, there's a P.F. Chang's, like, right next to it.
P.F.
Perfect.
Chang's.
Gotta love P.F.
Orange
Chang's.
chicken.
Dude, Jicama tacos.
What?
Jicama street fucking
Okay.
tacos.
Jicama confuses me every time I see it because it's spelled with a J.
Yeah, Jicama.
And I feel like when I see it written down, I have no concept of what it is.
Yeah.
I look at it and I'm like, I feel like I should know what this word is, but I
Yep.
don't. I hear it
Right.
and I know what it is.
Yeah.
But I
'Cause
see it.
It sounds like it should be spelled like hickory,
Yes.
but it's spelled like
And
Jicama.
I feel like Indiana Jones in The Last Crusade when he's like, oh, he has to spell Yahweh, and then all of a sudden his dad is like, but Yahweh is spelled with a J, and he steps on a Y and
He's
he
like,
almost dies.
"Why?"
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
how I feel like with Jicama.
yeah. It's like, I've got to spell Jicama and save my life.
Yeah.
H. Oh, shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Quinoa is one that always...
Quinoa.
Yeah.
What's
Okay.
the quinoa of that mathematical equation?
Okay, so you're in Thousand
anyway,
Oaks,
so
and you're at
we're in
P.F.
Thursday-
Chang's.
so we go. You know what? This is great. Oh, and there's a big parking lot. I was like, great. I'll park my car here. We'll go to.
There ain't everything.
We'll go to P.F. Chang's,
Yep.
and then we will go walk over to the comedy. Enjoy some comedy.
Fantastic.
Amazing.
Great.
So we go to P.F. Chang's. Great. Hour and a half go by.
Jicama tacos.
Jicama street tacos.
Okay.
Wine. Walk over.
Nice.
Get some more wine. Watch some comedy. It's fucking hysterical.
Great.
Because of him, we end up going backstage
Nice.
and meeting everybody and have a weird conversation with Emo Phillips.
Oh, yeah.
Who's
Yeah.
that?
That's funny.
I also don't know who that is.
Look.
Is this the first time that like me being a few years younger than you guys is like coming out that I
Few
don't
years?
know?
I guess so. I guess maybe. So anyway, here's the nut of this whole story,
Okay.
which is super
Nut.
Crazy.
Super nutty.
So
Yeah.
we're walking back, and Heather has blisters on her feet from the shoes she's wearing.
Okay.
So she goes, you know what? I'm just gonna stay here. Just go get the car and then come pick me up. It's great.
Yeah. Good husband.
So I start walking towards where my car was parked.
Okay. Oh no.
And I start looking, and I'm walking up, and I go, huh, that car's headlights are on. And I was like,
Oh no.
and I was like, that's funny. And I go, I think that's where I parked my car. And then I was like, as I'm walking towards my car, I was like, oh yeah, oh shit, my headlights are on.
Oh,
Fuck.
no.
It's been 4 hours, 4.5 hours.
Oh, suck.
And I go, God, I hope the battery, it must have been the fucking valet, turned the thing.
Did you valet the car?
No, I mean,
Oh,
like,
you mean you
previously.
and they switched it from automatic. Got it.
So I start getting closer to the car, and I go, that car's on. What? That car is fucking on.
Wait, what?
That car is running. No. And I go, and then I walk over, and I open the door, and I get in, and I close the door, And I'm like, the fucking car's running. My car had been in a parking lot running for 4.5 hours.
Easily stealable.
Easily stealable. Because guess what I did? I just put it in reverse and went and picked up Heather.
I don't understand.
What?
Because it's a push-button car.
Oh my
So
god!
your keys were in there because you
No.
have
Your
to have.
keys- your keys were in your
doesn't
pocket.
shut off.
Really?
No, because why did it shut? It's like if you leave your keys, if you throw the keys out of a moving car, it's not going to shut the car off and
beeps.
slam yourself. It fucking could have been beeping the whole time the fucking car was on. I'm sure it was yelling at the fact that it had no keys, but it was also sitting in the parking lot idling for 4.5 hours.
I'm guessing you didn't tell your wife that you
That
forgot.
was the first thing I did. I pull up and I go, "You're never going to believe this." And she goes, "What?" And I go, "My fucking car was running the entire time." She's
God
like,
bless the people of Thousand Oaks for not stealing your car.
This is why I was like, I'm so glad we weren't, at the fucking Shrine Auditorium downtown or whatever.
But here's the thing, like, I bet a bunch of people, because I probably would have thought of this, if I figured out that this car was running and no one was in it, and it was one of these scenarios where it has a push button and not the actual key.
You would open the door and push the button?
Well, that would be the good Samaritan, man.
You're like, no, I get in the car, do some donuts, and then fuck out of it.
I'd be like, I would have the moment of being like, I could just take this car. I could totally just take this car. But I'd think through it and go, but there's no point in me taking this car because as soon as I turn the car off, I cannot turn it back on
Right,
again.
yes, yeah.
So I'm sure people had this thought process being like, oh my God, I could actually just take a BMW.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was hoping that my gut went to, well, I bet you most people don't look at a car that is fucking running.
Yes.
And think that nobody's in it.
Someone's dumb enough to leave it on.
Right.
He's
yeah.
not going to leave that on.
Who the fuck? What kind of idiot is going to leave that and go to see a fucking comedy show?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Right here.
On and on.
Now, did your doors lock when you walked
No,
away?
so this is the thing. I remember trying to lock my doors with my key and not hearing the beep. And I
Because
just
you didn't realize you had left it running.
Right.
It wouldn't let you lock it.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah. But then I just kind of was like, well, because then it's one of those things. I was like, does it always beep? I guess it always beep. But I was like, maybe it doesn't always beep because sometimes I feel like it beeps. Sometimes I feel like it doesn't beep.
That's
you know
amazing.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And all of it literally 100% comes down to something must have happened to change my process.
Yes.
There was some weird like my sunglasses were in a weird place,
right?
And so when I was reaching for when I was doing my rhythm of like park, brake, off,
yes,
something interrupted that flow.
Wow!
And so I just didn't. So I just my brain was like,
it's
oh no, you turned it off.
It's such a crazy thing that like reminds you that you need to be aware because we so go on to autopilot.
Oh my god, beyond autopilot.
By the way, speaking of autopilot, when I flew to New York last week, the pilot. I love Virgin America.
Yeah,
I really do. The pilot came out right before takeoff and like introduced himself to the plane, and he's like, "Hi everyone, I'm the person who's going to be watching the plane fly itself for the next 5 hours." I was like,
amazing.
that's hilarious. And then he went through and introduced himself to all the people in first class and the front. I was in main cabin select, like the row right behind first class, and he introduced himself to all of us, and we're like,
"That's
thanks,
amazing,
Brian, the pilot." Like, yeah,
that's so cool.
I know, it was kind of neat.
Planes are really. I mean, planes at this point have gotten so technical. Like whenever planes have issues, 9 times out of 10 it's the people in the cockpit did something and the computer was like, guys, what the fuck, we got this,
chill the fuck out, dude,
way better at this than you.
This is literally my only job. The only reason I exist is to fly this plane.
to do this. You were born to do some stuff and this is one of them.
Yes,
I was born to literally keep this thing
just
in the
do
sky.
These cocky pilots coming to me like, this computer's not going to tell me what to do.
Yeah,
I know. That's
all right,
amazing.
there, Sal.
All right, should we email it?
Yeah. Well, how was your trip?
Oh, trip was amazing. Cousin got married. I have 3 guy cousins on my dad's side. That's it. All the cousins on my dad's side. And 2 of them were already married, so this is the 3rd guy to go. And he definitely won like the Haislip weddings. It was so insane and it was amazing. And my favorite part about it was that the entire bridal party, when they were introduced at the reception, ran out in Giants jerseys.
What?
And did touchdown dances. Because my family loves the Giants.
Serious sports.
Football,
Yeah.
sports,
I know,
sports,
football has started!
Sports.
Football! By the way, we'll never be able to record on Sundays now, just so you guys know.
Or we will, as long as there's a game, not
Yeah, as long as it's not the Giants.
as long as it's not the Giants.
Okay, cool.
You're not a sports guy, huh?
Nah.
Okay, here we go.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Emails. That's a one-word story.
Woo. Nah.
All right. So first off, I feel like I have to read this one. It's from Annie Luck.
Okay.
Annie Luck.
Annie Luck. Luck is a
she
lady
Andrew
tonight.
Luck's sister?
That would be amazing. Hi, I'm Andrew Luck's sister.
Yeah.
Why do you hate sports?
Exactly.
Signed the future.
Yes, they keep reading our brains.
Oh my God. Okay. Yeah, they keep reading our brains. Like fucking the last one was hysterical. So she, I guess, from the subject, I believe she is one of those oatmeal raisin people.
Is that the subject?
Yeah, because she said one of those oatmeal raisin people.
Right.
Allison, Alex, and Tom, one T short of an AT-AT.
Oh,
which I never thought about. Yeah. We got to get
I love you, listeners.
We got to get some other tea in here.
A little mascot or something.
A little mascot.
Let's adopt
Monty.
a puppy.
No. I mean, if you want to adopt a puppy and then bring it in a bag over here.
Bring it in a bag?
No, like
that's
a
how you
purse.
carry dogs around.
Like a purse. Not
Plastic
like
bag.
Not like bring a paper sack of puppies over for just the party. Hey, I brought cookies and a sack of puppies. This is gonna be a great party.
They're oatmeal raisin. Fuck it.
Oatmeal raisin dogs. Why'd you buy those?
I know.
All right, here we go. Just finished marathoning the entire podcast this week.
Yes, thank
Great
you,
way to
Annie.
do it. And it always seems like people are telling you how you're the best thing about Mondays for them. For me, you edge out being my favorite thing about Mondays over Nerd Night at the Parlor Room.
Ooh.
Interesting. I don't know what that is, but I'm
Night.
excited.
Yeah.
This is saying something because it's usually my one night out with friends to drink since I'm out of town so much due to work. Plus, Riley spoils me there. I guess that must be somebody that... Oh, you know what?
Is
It's
that
probably when they
Riley
do... I don't think so.
Vanderbilt?
It's not... No, I don't think so. I think that it's a... I don't know. Shit. The Parlor Room. I don't know.
Do we know Annie?
I don't know. Maybe. I'm like, oh, wait, Annie?
Are we like dicks and we didn't realize this is one of our
Dude,
friends?
first off, this is me cold reading all these emails, which is, by the way, why they're so eloquent.
There you go. All right,
as the subject
move on.
says, I am one of those people who like oatmeal raisin cookies. Technically, oatmeal cranberry is my favorite.
That sounds good.
But those are hard to find. I'm just not super big on sweets. If you're not super big on sweets, maybe you don't seek out cookies.
Yeah, maybe. Although I could
Actually,
understand
you
how
could have,
oatmeal
like-
cranberry aren't the sweetest of the cookies.
Yeah, but maybe a muffin?
Maybe. Oh, there you go.
You know?
I mean, that's like dessert for breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, just want to say I love the podcast. Being an IT security consultant, I really like a lot of the tech stories you guys cover.
Yeah.
Also, I'm not really good at doing one thing at a time. My brain skips between subjects easily, so the digression works perfectly for me. I love it.
Hashtag BID.
As you couldn't tell by this email. It also surprised me when Allison said she spoke fast because it didn't seem that that way to me at all.
Oh, thank
Of
goodness.
course, my mom, so maybe she's British, says I talk fast, so I guess I'm not the one to judge. Interesting.
Alex does not talk
it up.
fast while reading these emails.
I Uber talky. Oh my God, there we go.
Okay. Oh, is this another one?
New email
Okay.
from James. Creation
Yes.
and all the other words I can't say properly.
Oh, fantastic.
Hi, Allison, Alex, and Tom. My name is Jimmy from Thousand Oaks, California. Fucking Thousand Oaks!
Jimmy, thank you for not stealing Alex's
Thank
car.
you for not stealing my car, Jimmy.
He's probably there protecting it the whole
Yeah,
time.
he was like, I know that car. That blonde idiot getting out of that car. Let's just leave that be. So thank you, Jimmy, for protecting my car. Love listening to you guys on the way to school Friday mornings on the bus.
Oh, cool.
I look like a total idiot laughing and making weird faces in random times
No, you
on
don't.
the
You
bus.
look
That's how we
amazing.
look in here doing the podcast.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. I was like, you're just mirroring
This is our
us.
goal of the podcast, just to make more people laugh out loud in public and look like
Yeah,
idiots.
Exactly. Anyway, I totally felt for Alex and his pronunciation of recreation.
Yes.
I botch words. I love that I didn't even say recreation when I was pronouncing it right there. And that was not, it just happened.
No.
And his pronunciation of recreation. I botch words all the time. I get called out on it by everybody. Luckily, I'm super popular at math, becoming a math teacher, and I really don't care. The worst for me is the name of magic cards, though.
Oh my gosh.
yeah, those fucking
I can't
things.
say those. I'm always like Asgoth, the mighty sloth.
Sounds pretty good to me.
For me, it's all
I think you nailed
mighty
that.
sloth.
yeah. For me, it's all like World of Warcraft item names.
Yeah.
And shit like that, where I'm like, I looted something. I looted the Rudstein of Fire. And he's like, what?
Schmurgity
And I'm like, it doesn't
food
matter.
You don't need to say the
dragon.
words when you
Yeah.
loot.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, you're like, oh my God, I looted this awesome sword.
Yeah. Woo.
While I know some of the names in the game are made up, I still can't say words like Oh Jesus! Why did you do that? Why did I have to read this email?
Let me see.
It's
Let me see.
Peregrination.
Whoa.
Peregrination. Isn't that like a falconry thing? Peregrination.
Peregrination.
Falcons, right?
I mean, maybe.
I'm just trying to sound smart.
Prognosticate.
Prognosticate. I don't even know
malady.
Malady.
And virulent.
That would fuck me up. Virulent.
Virulent would fuck me up big time.
Yeah.
Without someone correcting me 2 or 3 times. Kickstarter for Drunksmiths. I'm in, even if it's only for a few bucks.
All right.
Anyway, hope you guys have a great week,
that.
and can't wait to listen to the next show Friday.
Hey, thanks,
Which,
man.
by the
Yay.
way, you're going to love because a fucking Thousand Oaks story.
Yeah.
He's like, I work at that P.F. Chang's.
How did we know, Jimmy? How did we know?
How did we know?
How did we know?
We prognostication.
All right. Any other good emails?
Virulent, that's how we know.
Let me see. I want to see macaque. No.
Whoa. No.
That was literally a subject.
Do not open that email.
It was macaque. It was the macaque from the Monkees. Oh. It was the monkey.
Oh, that's funny, then. That's okay.
Do you want to see macaque? That's fucking funny.
That's amazing.
Climax for Drunksmiths.
Whoa, huh?
What?
Yeah, I feel like I got to read that.
Oh, geez.
I'm terrified.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. First things first. Allison, are you kidding me? The Yankees, yuck.
What? Oh!
I like this guy.
I'm
She's like,
flipping tables right now.
Tom, I'm a Blue Jays fan.
All right.
Due to me being from
Canadian?
Canada.
Oh.
All right.
But I will allow you to be a Red Sox
Thank you.
fan.
I appreciate it.
Last but not least, Alex, you are the best person ever.
Whoa.
I've been a huge fan since Dignation episode 1 and was also there for all of TRS. Yay, love this guy.
Super fan.
Drunksmiths, Climax.
Yeah.
Now for the reason I'm emailing you guys. My name is Kelby.
Hi,
Kelby.
Kelby.
And I am from a small town named Climax.
Whoa.
Fucking great.
Yes.
The town is
Nice.
located in Saskatchewan, Canada,
Ooh.
and there are about 200 people tops that live here.
Oh my gosh.
It's a small town.
I love that we invaded that town.
Yeah.
I know, dude. We're super popular at Climax.
Yeah. Yes.
It's a small town here, but not much for entertainment. We all have to drive 2 hours just to go to Walmart and be able to see a movie in theaters. 2 hours to go see a movie.
No. That better be fucking worth it.
Dude, super popular. Now, being from a small town is with not much to do for fun drives us to become alcohol experts.
Oh, yeah.
We've been dubbed in many. We've dubbed.
Oh my God, Alex, you're
We have
terrible at
dabbled
this.
in many sorts of beer and liquor. I would love for you guys to be able to experience a little bit of Climax and Saskatchewan during your Drunksmith celebration.
This sounds fantastic.
There's a guy from Climax that owns a winery, and I would love to send you a bottle of that.
Yes.
We only have one major sports team in Saskatchewan, and it's the Saskatchewan Rogue Riders. They are a football team in the CFL. This team is huge here, and everyone in Saskatchewan loves the team. Even if they don't watch football, the team has a major beer sponsor, and everyone drinks it.
Yes.
The beer is simply Pilsner.
Oh, yeah.
That's it? That's just called
It is the
Pilsner?
greatest beer ever made.
That's
Alex,
amazing.
I know you're a beer fan. I would love to send you some as well.
Did we get a P.O. box set up?
Hey.
We did, yeah. I'll email them the
Okay, great.
posties.
Maybe we need to post that address somewhere.
Yeah, It's
Great.
in my
I like that we come up with all these fantastic ideas on the podcast, and then we
Never do.
actually enforce maybe like 40%
Yeah,
of that.
exactly.
Oh
First
my
off-
gosh! Speaking of which,
Yeah.
we have to announce our cover art winner.
Oh my god.
Whoops! I cannot believe how close this came down.
It was wire.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yes, so let me
But
pull
let's
up.
do a little congratulations to.
First off, we should thank all three.
Oh my gosh, yes.
We should thank all three: Paul Patiki,
Sure.
Matthew Irwin,
Yep.
and Elizabeth Sass.
Yes.
All great.
Thank
Sass.
you. All
Thank you so
great.
much.
All great.
Yeah.
Thanks for the sass. But the winner of the first annual album art recreation competition
Yes.
is Matthew Irwin, album
Matthew
number 2.
Irwin! Woo!
Very
You
nice.
won.
Good job, sir. Good job, sir.
I mean,
job.
eked it out there.
Yeah.
Everything
It was
was
close.
awesome.
It
But
was-
yeah, Matt, you win. You're going to be our new icon art, cover art, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll find ways to use the other
Yeah,
stuff
but
'cause it was great,
Paul,
but
right? That was his name, right?
Paul and
Paul
Elizabeth.
and Elizabeth. We're gonna find ways to use yours too because
Yeah.
they were rad. And hope you guys got a little like support and press out of it too.
Yeah.
So I guess when this podcast, no, maybe we won't have time to get it up before this podcast comes out, but by next week's podcast, we'll have
There's
new
always
cover.
time to get it up.
What? Oh my
Thanks,
God, Tom,
Alex.
you're fired.
Thanks, Alex. Wait, I didn't say
You
that.
laughed
Oh
when
my
I said
gosh.
Allison scolded me.
All
I
right,
love it.
should we do some stories?
We should do some stories.
Just stories. It's story time, kids.
the stories.
It's just like romper room now.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, it's like disgusting room.
I do feel disgusting. It's impossible to get off a plane and feel fresh.
Yeah, I know. All that recirculating.
Even like if it's a 45-minute flight to Vegas, you still get off and you're like, ah.
Okay, here we go.
Stories.
First story.
Your first story?
First story is not really a specific singular story, but I wanted to talk about all the Apple announcements.
I knew you were going to say that.
Apple TV.
Yeah,
Apple TV, making actual productions.
No, they're not. No, it's now going to be. People can make apps for your TV now.
Is that the main thing you're excited about?
No, the main thing I'm excited about is the Siri. Is being able to go
in the remote
stuff. Yeah. Did you see some of the tech demos?
I was in New York. I was drinking. I didn't care about any of this. So fill me in.
We'll fill you in. So they finally announced the new Apple TV.
Okay.
Which, by the way, my friend has secretly been working on the operating system for like 3 years.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, and unbeknownst to me, he was just like, I'm doing something cool at Apple. And I'm like, okay.
Okay, cool.
That's cool. When the NDA lifts, and then he was like on Facebook, he was like, that's the thing I got. Oh,
finally, I can talk about the last 3 years of my life.
Yeah, exactly. So there's some super cool stuff.
Yes.
It's got a design overhaul, which is very nice.
Okay.
And really the big change is the remote. So the remote, the front bit of the remote is a glass touch screen.
Oh, so you can just slide around.
So you can slide around just like you can use all the sort of like iPhone gestures, slide sideways. You can also do that with forward and rewind, so you can just slide forward. It'll start slide back. It'll start tap. It'll do.
Although that sounds dangerous for people who like leave the remote on the couch.
Yeah, and somebody sits on it and slips, and it's like.
But you see the Titanic sink.
Yeah, and you're like, it doesn't make it. Fuck. I thought that was. I thought they saved that for Titanic too.
Skip that part. Yeah.
We'll always love. Wait, that's not the Titanic song. That's The Bodyguard.
That is The Bodyguard.
We didn't even notice. We're like, yeah, that's a song.
I was like, yeah, I will always love you from the Titanic.
Yeah, what's the Celine Dion
Whitney
song?
Houston.
We're loving it.
Whitney Houston dies on the Titanic.
That song. Why can't I think of it?
Do you believe in love?
No, that's Cher.
That'd be amazing if that was the
Titanic. It's also not I Believe I Can Fly, because that's R. Kelly. Oh my God, what is the Titanic song?
It's What's Her Face.
Oh, wait, no.
It's Celine Dion.
Far wherever you are, I'll be loved, blah, 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 blah. Go on.
It's My Heart Will Go On.
That's
yeah.
Blank, blank, blank.
Yeah. That was amazing. We are super popular at singing. So anyway, so the slidey is Bing Bong, right?
Yeah.
Here's where it gets unbelievably awesome.
Okay, cool.
Super jazzed. There's Siri is now built in.
Okay.
So
you can just talk to it.
No, not like Xbox where you're like, Xbox, Bing, Bing Bong Bing. Or Google Glass, like, yo, Google, what's on TV? No.
Okay.
There's a button.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit like using Siri in your car where you like press and hold a button and then all of a sudden it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but this is the crazy thing. They showed it and you could say like, Siri, or you don't have to say Siri.
I know, everyone does.
I know, I do too. So, but you say like, I'm in the mood for action movies. And it just search on the bottom. It just pops up a list of action movies, and then you're like, "Ooh, the James Bond one, all James Bond movies." And then it's just a list of every James Bond movie, and you're like, "Actually, all James Bond movies Sean Connery's in, or just the Sean Connery ones." And there's the list of 7 movies.
Nice.
Here's the crazy thing.
Okay.
It connects with that list is populated by things on iTunes.
Yep.
For rent or purchase, things on Netflix.
Yep.
Things on Showtime on demand and HBO on demand.
Nice.
Hulu too, right? So it searches everywhere it could be.
And they're adding more, so you better believe Amazon will have one.
Yeah.
You know,
that's awesome. So you don't have to like go through every single thing to like figure out.
But how crazy is because I've even had, sort of destroys that app idea that I think everybody has had, but that I was going to do. But one of the things that really frustrates me is like, I'll sit down and be like, you know what I'm in the mood for? I'm in the mood to just watch an 80s cartoon.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Like, I don't care which one. I mean, like, you know, if Jason the Wheeled Warriors would be awesome, but if it's in Humanoids or Sky Commanders, that's also awesome.
Wow, I didn't watch any of those cartoons.
I just watched Kid Video this morning on YouTube.
Yeah. But think about that. You can go, boop, hit the Siri button and say, show me all the 80s cartoons I can watch. And it's just a list of fucking 80s cartoons.
Awesome.
So you can choose where you want to purchase it from.
So
if
it's like
free,
you can choose your genre.
Some places
exactly.
Oh, that's cool.
That's the thing that I'm a little bit squidgy about, which is like, how is that going to work where, and this is the stuff that, because look, I love Apple, but they can be shady fucks at times, right? They can really be shady fucks.
Okay.
Right?
That's their new logo.
You know,
how about the fact, didn't they announce like don't they have like a touchpad keyboard that attaches to your iPad now or whatever?
That was kind of cool.
Well, it's kind of cool, except it's exactly what the Microsoft Surface did 3 years ago.
They made the Microsoft Surface. And the iPencil or the Apple Pencil.
Oh, yeah. What?
$100 stylus for your iPad? Like,
Who cares?
give me a fucking break.
That's what I have a finger for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I have
10 of them.
I got 10 pencils.
I have 10 fingers just to use an iPad.
Yeah, that's what it's for.
That's what God gave us fingers for.
Yeah, touching iPad screens. So anyway, the thing that I'm interested about is, let's say, let's take Jason the Wheeled Warriors, for example.
Yeah, why not?
Let's say I can rent Jason the Wheeled Warriors on iTunes, but it's also available for free on Netflix.
Right.
Do I see the Netflix option?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you mean, do I see it?
Well,
are they going to
because Apple might not
supersede
let you?
and maybe because they do shady shit like that, maybe they're like, maybe, or it's like, yeah, click here to watch it now, and then it's like that's me purchasing it,
right?
And then down in the bottom, it's like, oh yeah, by the way, it's free on Netflix.
Yeah,
they would do that.
You don't have to pay $2.99.
By the way, Jason's on YouTube for free.
That's great. But see, and also doesn't search YouTube.
Yeah,
I gotta watch
it's kind of impossible to search YouTube. Otherwise, you're getting crap.
Well, so anyway, the series stuff is really powerful, but it's also super crazy because like one of the things that they did was the lady went, play that Modern Family episode with Ed Norton.
Oh,
and they just went boop whip.
And then you can tell it when to fast forward 7 minutes. And it does exactly
skip ahead 7 minutes.
I'm also more shocked that Ed Norton was in a Modern Family episode.
Yeah, it was really funny. He played like an 80s and like an old 80s rock band guy, like Flock of Seagulls bassist.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but so you can also say like skip ahead 7 minutes, and it'll go boop 7 minutes ahead like that. But the really crazy one is you can go, what did she say? And it'll jump back 15 seconds and temporarily turn on closed captioning.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. That's exactly what I need.
Right?
Oh my gosh. You cannot watch TV with me because I'll be watching anything and I'll be like, what?
Yeah.
And whoever's watching it with me has to be like, she said this,
But now you just go, what did she say? And it goes back 15 seconds. Not that bad.
That's brilliant.
Closed captioning goes on.
I'm sold.
And then goes away.
That's the thing that just sold me on Apple TV.
But here's the thing. That's not even the thing that I'm the most excited about.
Oh my! You've been excited about all this shit, Alex.
But not the most excited.
Okay. What else are you excited about?
This is the most excited.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Fucking apps.
So, yeah.
So think about what your iPhone does now.
Yep.
That it didn't do when it was launched. Think about what you're like. You know what I mean? Like think about the shit that you're like. The iPhone. What does it do? It's got a calendar, mail. It's got a calculator. It's got weather, stocks. Voicemail.
You're right.
That's great. But then it also has
for apps.
Right. But then the apps came out, and you were like, "Holy shit! You can do this with it. You can fucking control."
I run my freaking fantasy football teams from my phone, or my iPad.
Yeah. Now that world is open to anybody to make them for the Apple TV.
What could you possibly make? You mean aside from those ones you just mentioned? I don't want to be looking at my email on my TV. I don't really care.
But think about like you could have rotating live video feed from any zoo. I don't know.
Lots of options for apps.
Running my fantasy football team from my television might be kind of good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, all right.
Yeah.
I don't know football, so
but that's
football.
But that's the other thing that's interesting with the Siri thing and the way the UI looks. They were watching a movie, and the lady hit the Siri thing and said, "Who's in this?" And a bar pops up underneath as the movie's going, and you see every actor that's in the movie.
Oh wow!
And so you can like go through and find the actor you want, and then you can see a blowout of that actor. But then the other thing is they said, "What's the weather like?" And this weather thing came up, and then she flips up, and it becomes a full screen weather app, and the movie pauses in the background.
Yeah. That was cool.
Yeah, so there's stuff like that, but that's the stuff where you're like. You know what I mean?
I love my Apple TV. I'd still wait to see when you buy it.
Okay, but
yes. Like what you think.
Yes, but think about this. You're watching TV on the Apple TV, and you get a text, and instead of you having to like look at your phone, it just goes, beep, text notification.
Oh my God. I don't want that though, because if I'm watching TV, I'm probably ignoring my phone for a reason.
But I'm just saying,
download
maybe somebody calls, maybe somebody's calling, and all of a sudden it pops up and it says caller ID, and it's got the person's picture.
It's going to be a fucking text from my mom being like, we got a visitor, and then there's a picture of a praying mantis stuck to their window because she does that shit. She takes pictures of everything that sticks to the windows of the house.
Hear that, Alison's mom? Stop doing
I actually kind of love it. I'm going to be honest, it's sort of adorable, but I don't need to see it in the middle of a movie.
Could be scary if it's like a horror movie. And all of a sudden
one time it was a giant spider. One time it was a frog.
What?
All sorts of things. South Carolina, Hilton Head, South Carolina. All sorts of shit sticks to windows. Yeah, in the Shire, exactly.
The Shire.
But
my mother's a hobbit.
So I'm super jazzed about what other people are going to be making that are apps that now they did a whole video game thing, but I feel like that's like, why are you even doing that? Don't
just let us have our console.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you're never gonna win that, But they did the one thing that I thought was actually cool was that it can sync across. So like if you're playing a game that is because all the iPad games will work on the TV.
Oh, that's cool.
So if you're playing an iPad game on the TV and then you got to go, or if you're playing on your iPhone and then you come home and you sit down, you'll be in the same place.
That's pretty cool.
It syncs. And I think it does. I don't know if they announced this or not, but I'm pretty sure it does 4K.
Whoa.
Yeah, which is huge.
Did they?
I don't know if they've announced that, but
I still don't want a 4K TV.
I feel like it has to do 4K.
Still nice.
You don't want a 4K TV? I love my 4K TV.
4K TVs are amazing for live events.
They're amazing for Daredevil and all Netflix TV shows.
I guess. I don't know. There's still something. I feel
Castle.
like I always turn off that fucking motion flow shit that comes TVs on.
But that's different. I turn that fucking shit off because it's bullshit.
Yeah, right.
And it's like, come on.
I just feel like the more high res we're getting, the less like film actually looks like film.
No, but but that's not true, right? Because theoretically, and you should. Well, I'll show you some of the because it doesn't. 4K doesn't look video-y. It just looks crisper film.
Right.
So like Bloodlines on Netflix, if you watch in 4K, it looks fucking fantastic.
All right, maybe I just haven't checked. I'll be honest, I haven't really interacted with 4K TV since like a CES I was at a couple years ago. So
well, and they were probably showing you like flyovers that look like hyper realistic.
Right,
and by the way, they probably had the 240 kilohertz motion shit on.
I can't tell you how many people's homes I go into and their TVs on.
Yeah.
Even if I don't know the people, I'll be like, you have motion flow on, right? They're like, what's that? I'm like, give me your remote, and I will fuck with their TV, and then I change it. And they're like,
why'd you do that?
Oh, I thought it was looking kind of weird. It's like that's like one of my superpowers is being able to like figure out, because it's not always called motion flow, and it's always under something different in everyone's TV,
because they don't want you
figure that
and by the way,
out.
It's a sales pitch. They sell people on it, and it's like, what? I don't need it to be more high. You know what I mean?
No,
the high refresh rate. It's like, just turn it off.
I know.
Side note, Allison, talking about your superpower.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I think my superpower was I could walk into any mall and just kind of know where every store was. Any new mall?
Fascinating.
Yeah, that was like my mutant power.
You were like,
fantastic.
American Eagle Outfitters, this way, please.
Yeah, that just popped into my head. But
that is
so
freaking hysterical.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, ask Krajewski where the fucking yogurt store is.
Where's Dippin' Dots, Krajewski?
Yeah.
Dippin' Dots!
Amazing. Auntie Ann's pretzels.
Yeah.
Krajewski, where's the Barros? I need a pizza.
Where's Claire's accessories?
Claire's accessories.
All right, I don't know why I said that.
That's hilarious.
I love it. So anyway, they also made some other announcements. The Taptic.
Do we want to keep talking about Apple? I'm kind of bored of Apple.
No, we can go. But I just want to say, holy fuck. Okay, in that case, let's talk about the man who had his hand sewn inside his own abdomen.
I'm sorry. What?
Okay. Doctors sew elderly.
Was a segue.
Doctors sew elderly man's hand inside his stomach.
Okay.
To save his fingers.
Yeah, I've heard about this.
Yeah.
Did you hear about this?
I haven't heard about this story in particular. I've heard that they do this.
This is something that they do. It's very rare, but they do. It's a common procedure that is done rarely
to keep blood flow going to it.
Yes. Right? And what they actually do is the guy. I mean, the guy's like super fucking cool. He's like this 84-year-old like ranch guy, and a truck fell on his hand. But the truck didn't crush his hand. The problem was the 20 minutes it took for somebody to get there to take it off his hand, it was hot metal because the side of the truck had been sitting in the sun. So it actually burnt his hand. Yeah. Wow. And I was like, what the fuck? And the guy was just sort of like, yeah, it fell on my hand, and it didn't really crush the hand, but it was really hot, and it was like 20 minutes. So I was just sort of like burning the skin, until he came and got me off, and I was like,
oh my
god,
wow, did like the skin come off or something?
It was all fucked up. Whoa. And so what they did was they were like, in order to save the hand, they literally sewed it into his abdomen.
Wait, they didn't take the hand off. I thought
no.
For some reason,
there's a picture of him. He's like, his hand is in his. It's like fucking Napoleon.
That would freak me the fuck out.
Fingertips are coming out of his abdomen.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So it's just this like patch of skin.
Oh, I see.
Everything's sewn around it, and he's just like sitting there.
How long did he have to have it like that?
3 weeks.
Rest of his life.
No, I would be like,
3 weeks.
knock me the fuck unconscious and wake me up after 3 weeks, because I would lose my shit.
Yeah,
that's weird, man.
Let me see if I can get a picture.
I don't want to be pregnant because that seems like it'd be like an alien inside of you. Having my own hand inside of me, like, God.
I feel like our medical breakthroughs have gone a little too far.
Yeah, they're like, hey, guess what we can do? What? Sew your hand inside your stomach. What
this is actually
we want to do that for?
I think this is actually an old thing, though. This is not a new. I think this is something they used to do a while ago.
This is like from the Dark Ages.
Yeah, to get blood flow back.
Well, and that's that is really the thing, right? Is so that it allows them to the blood vessels will sort of connect and become more, virile, and then they'll cut it all off. Virulent.
That stupid word.
Vigilant.
Vigilant. Oh, vigilant? Was that the word?
Nope, not at all.
Oh.
Why is this fucking internet bullshit? I want to show you a picture of the guy.
It's your house, Alex. So.
Oh, here. Let me see if I can zoom in. Oh,
if you can zoom
I don't want to see it.
Well, no, it's because it's just a thumbnail, but here we go.
What?
There you go.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, my God.
There you go.
God.
That's him.
It looks
That's him
like
with
a
his finger.
special effect from...
Oh! No!
You see the tips of his fingers coming out of his abdomen?
No!
As she continues to stare at it.
Yeah. She's like, stop staring at it! Take it away from my eyes!
It looks like if he moved too quickly, he'd just rip his hand out of his stomach.
Oh, yeah. Yes, he would. That's why I'm sure he's like, they're like, all right, be careful, man. Don't rip your fucking thing out of your stomach.
Ew.
Crazy, right?
Was he in the hospital during this whole time?
No, they
sent him
did it right
home?
there at the truck.
Yeah, they were like, oh shit, shove that in his stomach and let's get to the hospital. They're like, I know what we should do. Anybody got like a Jimmy knife or something? We just cut open his abdomen, shove that hand in there. He'll be right as rain.
This is
medical
terrible.
technology. Medical science.
I'm really glad.
I was a medical doctor's friend.
I heard on the half-hour happy hour, you cut someone open, you can put the hand.
I'm really glad that the old man will still have a hand. I'm really upset that that's the picture I had to see.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. He's habdomen. I was going to say his
handaman.
Habdomen. Okay, let's talk about super smart mice.
Oh, gosh.
Super smart, wicked smart.
These are like wicked
smart,
wicked popular rats at smarts. Researchers create super smart mice with a single gene mutation.
Ooh.
So these researchers found there is an enzyme called phosphodiesterase.
There's an enzyme.
Phosphodiesterase.
Yes, of course, phosphodiesterase.
Phosphodiesterase.
Yep.
Which is present. I literally just said
Good job, Alex.
present.
Yep.
Which is present in many organisms. Which is present in many organs of the vertebrate body. And
how about I read the story, Alex?
And
you want to give me the computer
the
and I'll
brain.
read the story?
All right. Here's the nut.
That's the second time you've said nut on the show.
Yeah, well, it's because
I like nuts.
It's coming.
Is that your new thing now?
Yeah, it's
nut?
Hey, get me a squirrel, nut.
What? Why would someone get you a squirrel?
I don't know. I have so many. I just have so many nuts. I need squirrels to help get rid of all these
Wouldn't
nuts.
you ask the squirrel for a nut?
No, they got to take the nuts. I'm drowning in nuts.
They're going to make your
nut
squirrel
nuts.
your slave, you know?
Yeah, come on.
Gosh.
I want a friend. Anyway, so what the scientists did was they actually inhibited. They turned a gene on that would inhibit the creation of this enzyme.
Ooh.
And it somehow miraculously turned the fucking mice into super mice.
Wait, so this enzyme
we have it.
Makes us stupid?
We have it?
Yeah, we have it.
Yeah.
We have it.
Let's turn it off.
But that's what I mean.
the thing.
Like, we have an enzyme in us that makes us stupid.
Yeah.
But that's sort of the thing because it says in behavioral tests, and it's called PDE4B. The PDE4B inhibited mice showed enhanced cognitive abilities. Whoa. They tended to learn faster, remember events longer, and solve complex exercises better than ordinary mice.
Whoa.
Boom.
So if we do it in us, is this like limitless?
Yeah.
I think it might be. I really think it might be.
Did like the aliens that created us put the enzyme in there? And
yes.
we had to figure out how to take it out?
The octopus aliens?
Yeah.
Or the squid aliens?
Right.
Yeah.
What were they?
Octopus.
Right.
Octopus.
They are alien, right?
Yeah.
That's what the scientists were like, shit.
We're in the people zoo for the octopi.
Octopi. Or so, maybe the octopus are like the dumb kids that they like just like, fucking send these guys down to Earth.
Yeah.
Fucking idiots. Just live with the humans. And they're like, what? And they're like,
it's a real big honor. Yeah. You're going to love it.
Yeah. Okay. It's a real big honor. We only send like 2% of us down there. All right.
Yeah.
And don't get near the humans. They tend to eat us. What? Nothing.
The entire planet is a zoo. You'll have lots of fun.
Yeah. You'll get to see aliens. Fucking awesome.
Yeah.
That'd be so awesome. That'd be a great sci-fi movie if we were like chose people on the planet Earth to like go to some other alien world to see aliens. And we were like, no, it's really great. And they're like, that's awesome. And you're like, let's just send the idiots.
It's like Australia, but for stupid people.
Oh, Zing. We have Australia. Remember Tim Tams?
Yeah. When are we getting our Tim Tams?
I don't know. He hasn't emailed back.
But we need something to munch at.
A couple people have been emailing me that you can, or tweeting me. I mean, that you can find Tim Tams at like Kmart's or in Walmart's.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but that doesn't make me nearly as excited about them. I want Australian Tim Tams.
Yeah, I feel like if you get a Tim Tam at a Wells Fargo. Wait, what?
Wait, what?
If you get Tim Tams at a Walmart, it's not really. It's not a Tim Tam.
Where's our Australian friend? Send us our Tim Tams.
I gotta. I'll search to see if maybe he emailed me back. I mean, we're just overwhelmed.
Alex, maybe you need to
by so many emails.
More.
There's just so many.
Maybe you need to give me access to the email account.
I gave you access.
No, you didn't.
Okay, I'll send you access.
Send me what the password is.
I'll send you what the password is,
and then I can check some of these emails.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good idea.
I love it. I love this. Okay, here we go. Ready?
Wait, what time are we? I feel like
you got a few minutes.
Okay.
We're a few minutes. All right. Mystery chunk of ice crashes into California home.
Ooh. Oh, wait. Came from a plane.
Follow the plane.
They don't know. They think basketball size exploded their whole house.
The whole house? No, that's just like an exaggeration.
Is everyone okay?
Loud crash startled a California family's home Wednesday morning when a chunk of ice the size of a basketball hurled from the sky, smashed through the roof, likely the result of frozen moisture breaking loose from an airplane flying high overhead.
I'm sorry, frozen moisture? It's called ice, people.
Frozen moisture.
That's a good
You mean ice?
Yeah.
Well, it's sort of like moisture in the form of solid.
Yeah.
So ice.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's like
you're not getting
ice.
me
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
I guess maybe
It's like ice, but
maybe
it's really more
not
like
just water. Maybe there's some like gaseous stuff in it that got frozen.
But isn't ice? I mean, does ice have to be water?
Yes. Ice is the solid form of water.
Is it?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, I'll give it to her.
So there could be another liquid, but when it's frozen, it's not technically
So like frozen
ice.
Coca-Cola is not ice.
Like
Right.
Italian ice.
It's still Coke. It's just frozen.
Like when you eat Italian ice, they call it Italian ice.
Oh, I would
because
love Italian
that's,
ice right now.
You know.
not ice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's flavored.
I love it that the Italians are like, hey, what are we going to call this? I don't know, ice? Hey, you motherfucker, you can't call it ice. It's not all water.
Is that an East Coast thing, Italian ice, that I just said? Did you...
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a flavored ice. Yeah,
You've never had Italian ice?
Of course I have.
Okay.
Remember the
Maybe
old
you
cups
were-
with like the paper, the shitty paper lid?
Okay.
Yeah.
And like the
Good.
The
Because you're
the little
paddle.
wooden
the wood paddle.
Oh, they give you like that weird splintery flavor.
You could just chew on it at the end.
Oh, yeah, I
That was
get a
my
little
favorite
bit of the
part.
sun, and then it just turns into like splinter shit.
Remember Lickamades?
Yep.
No.
Which is basically
You mean
cocaine. Lickamade. Oh, dip.
Wait, dipsticks.
Dipsticks.
Dipsticks, yeah.
That was basically like a
Yes.
cocaine spoon for sugar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was that little spoon made it very easy to put that stuff up your nose.
It's cocaine for kids.
Yeah. Well, I was
Big
always
League
sort of
Chew.
like, why? And like the Dippin' stick was always
Yes.
the lamest of the. It was just like
Oh,
a
yeah.
sugar rock.
I loved it. It was
Well,
the best.
yeah, and you would lick it to make it sticky, and then you'd stick it in the other sugar.
Yeah, but what I just
Coke
but
spoon,
I
come
just
on.
threw that thing away and just drank the
Yeah.
fucking.
sugar.
Yeah, I was like, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna fucking do this.
By the way, why is this ever a good idea for kids?
I know. It's, yeah.
Oh, I know,
It's like
right?
those
I
bubblegum
have no
cigarettes you
desire
used to
as an
buy.
adult to eat just straight sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's literally semi-flavored sugar.
I mean, give me a fucking Snickers bar. At least it has peanuts in it. There's something
Oh,
remotely
I love
healthy.
Snickers. What's your favorite
Candy?
Candy.
Junior Mints.
Interesting.
Really? Yeah.
I love Junior Mints.
Snickers
Snickers
There
and
you
Kit
go.
Kats, both of them.
and Kit Kats.
Oh, Kit
Those
Kats
are
are
good,
boring.
solid.
They're like chocolate covered cardboard.
Some of my favorites are the orange and strawberry and cherry runts.
Oh, man, Runts were
Runts.
great.
Yeah.
Spree.
Spree's good.
See, I'm
Sweet
not-
Tots.
Chewy sprees
Chewy
are
Sprees are
nuts.
Yes.
fantastic.
Because
I
it's
want
like
my
everything
candy-
you want in a spree,
Man, I
but
love
chewy.
Yeah, I want my candy to be chocolatey though.
But see,
Yeah.
here's the thing. Whenever I get candy, which I
Yep.
will be doing today,
Obviously, since we're talking
bowl of
about it.
M&Ms.
because
you
why
gotta
the
get,
fuck?
right?
Yeah.
I always have to make sure that I get one non-chocolate candy and one chocolate candy. Because
Why?
what ends up happening is I will tell you.
Please do.
It's a little bit like a marathon runner,
Okay.
Oh, my God.
right? If I eat pure chocolate or
Okay.
a purely chocolate candy experience,
Okay.
I can only maybe have like one candy bar, and then I start to feel a little sick, or like
Okay.
half a giant bag of M&Ms,
Right.
and then I've already. But then if I switch from the chocolate over to
It's like-
it's a different kind of
You can keep eating candy all night.
Yes. Back and forth. That's what I do.
It's like when you get movie theater popcorn and you absolutely need to have a soda because the popcorn's salty.
Right.
But then you can get through it because you take a sip of soda and it's really sweet, and then you get through that because you take a bite of popcorn.
Or if you get popcorn and candy.
Yeah.
Because if you get candy, you just power through the candy.
You just
and
need you need salt and sweet.
Yeah, but if you got the candy and the popcorn,
I want to go to a movie just to eat popcorn right now.
I just love the fact that you have two different candies because you know you're going to keep eating candy
and
you want to eat candy. So
the only way I can eat more candy is if I buy two different candies.
For me, sugar is like kryptonite.
Yeah,
it is the thing. I just eat it all.
I know.
And there's funny thing is like we had this. I always have this argument with Heather because she can get like a thing of cookies or like a thing of chocolate, and then she can have like a little bit and be like, that was satisfying. And I'm like, oh, I eat all of that.
No, I'm the same way. At the wedding this weekend, I was like completely stuffed full. And then they brought us out these sundaes, and I'm like, sundaes, yay! God, and then they cut up the wedding cake, and I was like, cake! I was full like 8 meals ago.
Yeah. Oh, God, I love candy.
I used to steal money from my sisters to buy... I think I said that on the show before. I used to steal money from my sisters to buy candy.
You're a terrible human being.
I was.
Because I remember that response.
Do it.
Yeah.
This sounds very from the past.
Yeah.
I actually used to eat candy so much that my teeth would hurt.
No.
Oh.
Yeah. So I had this one hole in my tooth. It was the most annoying fucking
cavity.
No, it wasn't a cavity. It was like a small hole in my tooth.
That's what a cavity is.
But just wait, it wasn't really a cavity because the dentist never found it. And I complained. I was like, and the reason what happened was I would eat. It would only happen when I was eating candy, and it would only happen at the end of my candy eating experience.
Okay.
So I would eat candy, and as I was eating, small sugar particles would build up in my tooth.
Yeah.
To the point where when I then bit down on something sugary, it would push all of the sugar stuff up into a nerve in my tooth.
No.
And it was like, rrr. But so then I would switch over to the other side of my mouth. But then it became this thing. And every time I went to the dentist for like 4 years, I was like, this fucking, there's got to be something with this tooth. And he was like, nah, looks good.
How old were you?
I don't know, teens.
Oh.
Like maybe between 10 and 16.
Wow.
As he chugs a Coca-Cola right now. More sugar.
Sugar-free, thank you, sir.
Oh, okay.
Ew.
Coke Zero, the zero stands for I can have more sugar in other ways.
I think
anyway,
we chatted long enough, guys, because I'm really hungry.
It's the old Dusty Road.
Hey, Dusty Road.
Thank you again, everyone, for voting on our cover art.
Yeah.
Yes, we will hopefully
to the
switch
winner.
it up.
Congrats to Matt.
We'll
get that set up,
that
eventually.
Smattering of applause. of applause.
You just got applause.
You just got applause. Well, that's
keep writing us emails. Maybe I'll start checking them soon since Alex seems incapable.
What?
I will send them to you. I will send you hacks.
Yay! At the what is it? Half hour
happy hour fans at gmail.com.
Yep.
Also follow us on Twitter at half hour happy hour at half hour happy HR.
Half hour happy HR.
Yes, and you can always follow Alison Haislip at Alison Haislip. I'm at Alex Albrecht. Tom Krajewski is at Tom Krajewski.
We made it really simple for you guys.
Yeah. Except for Tom.
Well, that's just because
that might explain why I only have 200 followers.
Your parents made that difficult for you.
Yeah.
Amazing. All right, people. Well, that is it for this week's edition of the Half Hour Happy Hour with Alison and Alex. I'm Alex Albrecht.
I'm Alison Haislip.
That's Tom Krajewski.
Have a good week.
Bye.